Welcome back for another OG Show Live. Mr. Randall, how you doing?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Reel Down.
Welcome back to another episode of Bass Fishing for News.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to, once again, the Bass Kayak Advance.
Brother, this is the final cast.
Another segment of Chasing the Tide, your saltwater connection on the paddle fin.
Welcome back, everyone. Another episode of Feather and Fur. Your host, Brad.
Welcome back to the Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Crystal.
Hey, welcome back to Off the Water.
Happy Susie Q here with Adventures of Outdoor Woman podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast.
We're brought to you by Pelican, built tough for all situations. Go to pelican.com. Eastport Marina on the beautiful shores of Dale Hollow Lake. For all your lodging, kayaking, go to eastport.info. Yak Gadget for all your fine kayak fishing accessory needs. Go to yakgadget.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's that time again. Another edition of Chasing the Tide, your saltwater connection on the Paddle Fin Podcast Network. I'm your host, Dustin Nichols. Back at you once again. Got another great show lined up for you this week. Got a great guest on deck here. We're going to be getting down and dirty. We're getting raw. We're going to be getting down. That's what's up. So, hey, I just want to go over everything that's been going on the past couple of weeks. We had a great little meet and greet with some of the Jackson kayak team there at the Township of the Woodlands. Pretty good time this past weekend. Unfortunately, did miss a redfish event, but hey, that's how it works. Sometimes you got obligations and stuff. You had already made commitments to things, and that's how it panned out. So yeah, but don't want to forget about our friends, and if anybody has any family or anything in Florida, prayers for them over there getting hammered with Hurricane Ian. So lifting y'all up over there in Florida. I got some buddies that live over there, fish that region that's getting pounded. So yeah, prayers for everybody over there dealing with all that. And then also upcoming end of the month, 24th, 25th, redfish, greenfish mixed species event coming up. Check the details on Facebook for that and check it out. Should be a fun event. First day redfish, second day bass on Lake Bastrop. Should be super fun. Total aggregate with your combined fish will be the winner. Got some great prizes from Waterloo, Skinny Water Lures, a bunch of stuff coming in. Reels from Daiwa, trophies from Catch, 3 bells of supporting as well. So it should be a good deal. So check it out. All right. Well, let's get the show rolling. I'm going to bring my guest in. Tonight we got Ram Garcia coming in. It's my boy Ram.
What's
going on? Fellow Jackson Kayak team member and the host of Spooled Life Live.
That's right, man. Thank you so much for bringing me on. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, just man. Dude, yeah, your show's been kicking off, been doing pretty good, man. I was excited to see you get rolling, and I'm excited when all your guests. You kind of, I'm a little more specific to like kayak saltwater fishing,
right?
And Spool Life Live, you're bringing on some people from the industry,
yeah.
From bait brands, clothing brands, some guides, some legends. It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, we bring in a little bit of everybody, man. We've been having just a good time with it. Before we get started, I want to give some prayers to all the Florida fans we got out there and all the family we got. They're getting beat up, man, and hopefully they'll come out on top. If you had a chance to evacuate, hopefully everybody was able to get out, or if you're in a stable place, of course. And everybody here back at home are sending a prayer y'all's way.
Yeah, because down that southwest side down there, like Fort Myers and all that, Captiva and all that, man, that guy got some major surge down there.
Right.
Looking pretty rough. Man.
Yeah, but as far as the show, man, we've been having a good time, dude. We bring in a little bit of everything. We bring in from the legends to people that nobody wants to talk to, you know what I mean? and get their story. Some people aren't at the level as other anglers, so nothing against the other podcasts or the other live shows or anything like that, but if it doesn't benefit them, then they're not going to want to bring in some certain anglers, you know. When we bring anybody that wants to talk to me, we're going to bring you in, you know what I mean? And we're going to get your story.
Before we dive too deep off in that, give everybody a little backstory. Introduce
Right,
yourself.
nobody even knows who the hell I am,
like,
right?
Man, who's this guy?
Yeah, right?
Give
Who
everybody
is
a little
this guy out here?
introduction, a little backstory on you know, how you got into fishing, and we'll let you into that plastic boat.
Yeah, man. So I'm Ram Garcia, right? That's my real name. On my Instagram, I have like an alter ego. I go by The Spooled Life. And years after that, of course, I'm on Facebook as well, Ram Garcia. But years after that, I wanted to create something of my own, you know. And I've had several Instagram names. You know, I keep looking at y'all, and then I keep looking at Dustin, and I'm like, man, I need to pick one, right? I wanted to create something of my own to show a little bit of presence, you know, in the fishing community, and give my way of giving back, you know, to everybody that wants to hear the stories, you know, the fishing stories of whether it be kayak fishing, wade fishing, you know, the pro side of fishing, and even to the beginning sides of fishing, you know. So I didn't know what the hell to name it, man. You know, so I a couple of buddies, myself and a couple of buddies were sitting down and we're like, man, what are we going to name this thing? You know, I keep on saying we, but it's Ram Garcia, right? And then, of course, we got a couple of sponsors that back the show, and we got a couple of diehard fans that back the show, you know, and they're always there, and they support me and they support the show. So we called them. I looked at my Instagram name, and it was The Spooled Life, you know. And so I said, man, there's no other way to do it but to call it Spooled Life Live, right? Because we're live, we're real, and we're raw. You know what I mean? And anything goes. And most importantly, Ram Garcia does whatever the hell he wants to. Right? And we give away a bunch of stuff. Of course, we're backed by some of the best companies out there, Roy's Bait and Tackle being one of them. And, you know, they sponsor all our giveaways, as well as Real Sportswear, Sarge Custom Rods, and Carbach Brewery. So, of course, we got some good stuff we give away on the show. If y'all haven't checked it out, Spooled Life Live on Facebook. We're about to jump into the YouTube scene, right? I have no idea what I'm doing with any of this. Even if it were to go down right now, if my mic goes down, if my camera goes down, Ram Garcia goes down, you know. But I said, you know what? Oprah's doing it, Joe Rogan's doing it, and now Ram Garcia's doing it.
There you go.
Man, I just got turned. I went over there again, right? I went to the show side again. Back to myself, right? I grew up fishing. I'm from Rocktown, Texas. That's south. You can go a little bit more south. You could go about 3 more hours south into Texas and go a little bit further south than I am. But we consider Rocktown south, right? If y'all aren't familiar with it. Grew up fishing the shorelines of the King Ranch, Kennedy Ranch, particular a spot called Peniscal Point. When I was growing up, we called it the Pikachu, right? Most of my mom's family would work on the ranch, and that's who would let us in through the gates. And we'd travel miles, man, from 77 all the way to Baffin is pretty much where we would travel, and Galicia Roads, and we'd pass deer, and we'd pass nail guy, and we'd pass hogs. And it was a great time, man. And a couple hours later, we'd end up on the shorelines of Baffin Bay. Long story short, we would catch a bunch of fish, man. We'd spend the night. We'd get our tents out there, and we'd spend the couple nights out there till we get our limits of fish. And at that time, it was all about filling up the ice chest, you know. And it wasn't time to leave till we filled up the ice chest, you know. And it wasn't hard, you know. It wasn't hard at that time. But I needed more, man. I needed that. That was easy. Needed more. I jumped into the kayak scene. My first kayak was Cobra Fish and Dive paddle kayak. You know, most of us probably have never even seen a paddle. You know, they're pretty prehistoric now. You know, at least on my side of things, right? We'll get into that later.
Oh yeah.
But since then, I jumped in several different kayaks since then, and now I'm in a Jackson kayak, of course. So those are another great sponsor for Ram Garcia on the water. I'm in the brand new NAR that everybody's talking about, right? It's a hell of a kayak. If you haven't checked one out, there's a whole bunch of content flowing around about the brand new NAR. You know, hell of a kayak, hell of a fishability on that kayak is pretty way up there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, thing cuts through some water.
Right, and then came the whole content, creating content.
Mm.
You know, when I first started, it was very minimal. You know, there was some, right? Of course, I say some. There was a lot, but it wasn't as big as it is now.
Yeah,
you know, and we kept going, man. We it was fun to us, you know. It still is fun, right? And
yeah.
and then sooner or later came the show. You know, it had to get deeper. Everybody starts doing it. You know, you start doing something. You know, you start seeing people doing the same thing. That you don't have to be the best. You just have to be a little bit better than the worst. You know what I mean?
Yep, gotcha. So yeah, leading coming back into that, you know, so what led you into getting to starting that show, that live stream you do, your Spool Life Live, you know, and then what direction do you see that the Spool Life Live headed?
I needed more. The content, the tournament fishing, right? Everybody started doing it, you know, and which is a good thing, right? The sport was growing. There was shows, there was YouTube shows, there was content, Instagram, Facebook, TikTokers, YouTubers, Snapchatters, all of those herbs, you know what I mean? And I needed something. You know, everybody has to grow. You can't just stay in one spot and expect for your content to be pushed, right? So I started the Spooled Life Live, man, and it started here at my house, right? It was in my kitchen. I had a couple of guests. They were my friends, you know, and sooner or later you run out of friends, right? So you hope for your show to succeed and you hope for people to like your show. And, you know, I wanted a show that would bring not negativity, so to speak, but I wanted my guest to say what they wanted to say, you know? Right. And it's hard to do that on certain platforms because most of your shows are sponsored, right? You can't say too much, you know, we don't want to bring the negative feedback from anybody, but a lot of these anglers are sponsored anglers, you know? So if you really want in-depth review about something, you're not going to get it because you know they're scared to lose a sponsor, right? So I wanted to bring the show to where it wasn't about sponsorships, right? It wasn't about Ram Garcia is going to talk nothing about Jackson kayaks. Ram Garcia is going to talk nothing about paddle and fin. It's going to talk nothing about Sarge custom rods, right? All of these great companies, we're going to bring in the people that have other companies, right? And I'm going to give the questions. Why is that better? You know, okay, well, you throw the Grande brand, I throw the JRZ brand. Why aren't you throwing the JRZ brand? Or back and forth, right? How come you aren't throwing the Grande brand? Or why is the Grande brand so up there, right? So I felt like that nobody was bringing that to the scene, and I needed something a little bit different than everybody else was doing to make my show different, right? I wanted something different, and so I created the Spooled Life Live, man, and we've been having a hell of a time, dude. It's fun. You know, we bring in guests.
Record on location there at Roy's.
Yeah, it's super live. It's live with all capital letters.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? If there's been times where we have internet problems, you know, there's a storm cruising by, we have internet problems, and that's all part of it. You know what I mean?
Part of it. Yeah,
we get the camera shaking. People walk by and the camera shakes. I even had a guest, man. I'm gonna call him out. I had a Complete Health, Corpus Christi, which is a sponsor of Ram Garcia on the water. Cody from Complete Health had to potty, so he just got up and pottied. He was texting me that he had to go, and of course I wasn't watching my phone. And luckily enough, Jerry was there, which is his co-partners, so he jumped on as well. Pretty cool, pretty exciting part of the show there, and that's live. That's a whole part of the live.
Oh yeah,
scene.
we used to have a host on one of the other segments on Pal and Finn that just would jump up and go take a leak, go take a piss. Yeah, Ryan Milford on the Bass Fishing for Noobs. Yep.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
That's a
cool.
good one, man. Yeah, so starting out, I mean, you've grown your following and all that with Spool Life Live and everything. Anything you're looking at into the future? You're talking about going and you're going to start sharing your stuff to YouTube also and start a Spool Life Live YouTube page. Yeah,
I'm trying to venture into that. I've always had a weird feeling about the whole YouTubers, giving away spots and stuff. So I'll comment here and there, them damn YouTubers, and now I'm venturing into the realm of YouTubers. It's different, but it's still a YouTuber. You know what I mean? So I don't know yet. I need to do something to where my shows come back to life, right? When we kick out our flyer, we give the date, we give the time, we give the capital letters live, right? But after that, it's not live no more. So it's in the works, right? I can't give too much about it.
Yeah.
But it's in the work to bring those shows back to life and give everybody a second chance that missed the show. I think we're up to 28 shows into the second season. So I need to bring it's a year, right? It's a year of old shows that I need to bring back. So that's coming in the future, probably in a couple months. I also want to do some traveling. That's in the works. There's a lot of guests that just can't make it. Like I said before, the show's live.
Yep. You can pack it up on the road with your
we're gonna pack it up and we're gonna get on the road and we're gonna go visit some people and we're gonna go visit some dealers and it's live, man. I want to keep the whole live aspect to it. I probably already said live about 300 times, but I want to bring the whole live scene to the show, and I don't want to. I'm gonna try my hardest, man. I know it's hard. It's hard to people's schedules and tournaments and content pushing and stuff gets in the way. Family gets in the way, of course, and it's tough, but we're gonna give it our best shot.
Oh yeah, sounds good, man. Any importance in partnerships? Like what has helped your partnerships in Spool Life Live help that grow? Can you share anything on that?
The partners we have for the show. When I created the show, I had some sponsors. When I mentioned On the Water, right, the Ram Garcia On the Water sponsors, they're not affiliated with the Spooled Life Live, right? I'm the host of Spooled Life Live. The sponsors are Roy's Bait and Tackle, Sarge Custom Rods, Real Sportswear, and Carbach Brewery. Without those sponsors, I don't think the show would happen, man. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not as easy just, okay, well, I'm gonna come to my room over here and just hit the live button and I'm gonna bring in my guest and we're gonna be chilling here in my room here and in the sound. We're gonna make these walls soundproof. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for the giveaways. It's a lot of money for the guests to come in. It's a lot of money for me to be there, right? It takes time from your schedule. We're tournament anglers. We have to schedule around the tournaments. Like you said earlier, you had some previous duties to attend to, right? Rescheduling, life gets in the way. Rescheduling, we have to scramble to get another guest in if something happens, So I don't think we'd be able to do it, or it not that we wouldn't be able to do it, but it wouldn't be as spectacular, or it wouldn't be as real. You know, it
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
be
always great to have
it wouldn't be
good
as
support.
raw. You know, we'd maybe have 2 capital letters in live instead of all of them
All
being
caps.
capital
All
letters. You
caps.
know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, hey, I'm super fortunate, right? Not everybody gets the chance to have something like that. We just went for it. We didn't know if it was going to work. It still might not work. You know, it might not work next week, or it might not work a month from now. But until that
It's
day
rolling right
comes,
now.
yeah, until that day comes, man, we're just going to give it hell. And
Well, that's the thing. It's just
we're gonna have
another
fun with
outlet,
it.
an outlet for engagement, more,
Exactly.
engagement, which just like me, I started out as a guest on Paddle and Fin, and next thing you know, they're like, man, you think you want to do your own show? I was like, sure.
Right.
Here 3 years later, I'm still
Yep.
rolling.
Yeah, man, it's tough.
You know?
It's not as easy as I get nervous, right? Like right now, I'm nervous.
Yeah, I got to flip the
You know,
script on you.
yeah.
You're the
Usually,
guest
I'm
now.
I'm telling my guests, hey, don't talk to me. You know, talk to the camera,
Yeah.
right? And most of this whole show, I'm gonna be like this, just looking at Dustin. You know what I
All
mean?
good.
Uh,
Yeah.
but it's tough, man. It's tough to stay engaged. You know, most of our shows, they have a format. Of course, we're looking at the format, and then we just get off topic, and I'm looking at the guest, and he's looking at me, and we're talking about somebody will bring up their own comment, and
well, there's a lot of behind the scenes too. People don't realize
yeah,
as far as scheduling and
yeah, exactly, yeah,
and some people might have a conflict, just like we have conflicts with tournaments and different things at times. Be like something might come up. Hey, I can't make it for this one. Hey, can we reschedule? That's the deal in the podcast world, and you got to make sure you're lined up to have your shows ready to go out on time. And it's
yeah, we're
it can be pretty fun at times. Yeah.
We stay pretty booked up. We're booked up till the end of the year. I think a couple of months already into 2023, but I get it from my wife too, man. My wife will go see the calendar. Hey, well, I wanted to do this, this week, hey, instead of Saturday, let's do it Sunday. And then the guests will be like, hey, well, I can't do it Sunday. Can we do it Friday? And Ram Garcia does work, right? So I work Monday through Thursday. I don't want to go into too much of that either, but it's everybody's all the stars have to align, man, to make it work. It's tough.
No doubt, man.
But I wouldn't be able to do it without the show sponsors, of course.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dang. So yeah, all right, we're gonna move along a little bit. Talk about a little bit of stuff on the water. Talk about some fishing. Let's talk about a little fishing.
The important stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
So, importance of quality of gear on the water.
Yeah.
How important is that to you? Are you one that likes to have some of the best equipment, or were you just, grab the knockoffs,
the on sale stuff?
Yeah.
Man, I hope nobody gets mad at me, right? Don't go follow. You probably already went to go follow the Spool Life, and after I say this, you're gonna go delete the Spool Life, right? Nah. I'm all about quality, man, right?
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure they're saying, oh, well, this dude probably doesn't even have to buy this stuff anymore, right? He's probably just getting it. No, I still buy my stuff, right? If I have to go buy it, one of my headline sponsors is Roy's Bait and Tackle. I go in there and buy the stuff. I support the people that support me, right?
Yep.
I do my research, right? Most when you see my post and those names that are at the bottom, when I give a shout out to my sponsors, it's because I believe in them, right? It's not, okay, they're giving me 10% off, right? They're giving me 5% off, of stuff, right? Which is the norm, you know what I mean? So I'm going that route, right? I see it as, and it's tough, right? When I walk into a store, man, nothing against the we're going to call it high quality and low quality brands, right? Nothing against the low quality brands. Everybody, if that's what you can afford, right, then go for it, right? You're going to catch the same fish as I do. Is my stuff going to last longer? Maybe, right? In my eyes, it's 2023. I don't want to clean my stuff, right? I don't want to have to come home and wash down my reels, right? Some people say that's bad, right? But that's how I grew up, coming home, washing down my reels. It's 2023, man. Your reels should be so advanced already to where you could just take them off the truck and put them in the garage, and they should be ready to go the next time you go fishing. So that's what I look into as far as quality of reels, quality of rods, right? I don't want to go into my garage and my eyes be all rusted up on my rod, or my first cast is just locked up on my reel, or my lures, my hook is all rusted up. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like if you're spending a little bit more money, spend the couple more, couple more hundreds of dollars, and get you some quality stuff, right? I've heard tons of reviews. I get questions and comments all the time.
Yep.
Hey, well, how does your motor work? Torpedo's one of them, right? I have one of the expensive side of motors for your kayak, right? I have the 3 horsepower.
Yep.
Yeah, so I haven't had a single problem with it, right?
That motor's a beast.
Whether it be the parts rusting, whether it be battery life, Well, how long, I get the question all the time, how long does your battery last? My fishing days are from the sun up till about 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock. If I go past noon, man, I have no business out there, dude. If I haven't caught nothing by noon, man, just pack it up and go home. So I really don't know. I really don't know how long does my battery life work. I don't think that gets important till you're like in tournament day. But even in tournament day, if you're not on the fish by noon, man, very seldom you're fishing till the dot. That's on a tough day, tough bite.
Yeah,
you want your equipment to work, right? If you're a tournament angler, you should have 2 batteries on you, man. You should have some sort of backup in case something fails, right?
Yeah. Always.
You don't want it to, right?
B,
That's why we pre-fish. That's why we get to this level that we're at, because we know our gear. We know how long it's gonna last. My typical fishing day is from sun up to about 11 o'clock. After 11 o'clock, it's gizzard time. I go after them fried gizzards, maybe a little gravy on the side. You know what I mean?
There you go.
But so I really don't know, man. I get that question a lot on the Torpedo.
Yeah. Well, it's up to you. You're in control of the throttle. There's built-in range data. This GPS, correct, is very down to the T on it. And it's if you peg it out with 1103, which on the NAR, it gets almost 6.5 miles an hour, 6.6 if running on a lighter tournament load. You got to think that's 2.5 hours at that. You're going to go about 17 miles.
Yeah,
and that's pegged out, and that's running your battery down. And that's a long ways in a kayak.
Somebody tell me, do you full throttle it? And I said, of course.
I do at times. Not I don't peg it all the time.
I am 100% all the time. I don't want to go slow. Somebody said it was bad to go slow. So my response was, why is full blast on there then? They should have cut it down a notch, because there's a lot of Ram Garcias out there that just want to go fast.
I peg it. I peg it when I need to, but most of the time I'm just cruising, covering water, and fishing as I go. And with foot control steering and hands free, it's like into the wind. When you're fishing into the wind, it's kind of tough to beat, especially that 1103.
Right.
With it as quiet as it is.
Don't get me wrong. There is times where I got to lift the motor out of the water, because it's just so shallow.
Shallower.
Of course, the motor's off at that time. So, but going back to the question, quality.
Yeah,
I don't mind spending a little bit of money up front if it's gonna give me some more fishing time. You know what I mean? Or if it's gonna last me more. Or it's just gonna feel better. You know what I mean? I don't want to deal with I'm not going to spend $100 more, but I'm going to have to deal with this,
like jig heads. I'll spend an extra $2 a pack on jig heads for those ones with the better hooks.
Yeah, for sure, man.
You
Yeah.
get better hook penetration, better hook sets, keep the
Yep.
fish. Top
Exactly.
waters. I like my spooks, my one knockers.
Yep.
I'm not going to buy the knockoff bombers or something, even though they might work. But I'm just, I got
Yeah.
confidence, and I've always thrown that one knocker, and I'm,
Yeah.
it's a brand I trust.
Yeah, and some people, I mean, there's nothing bad about that. I mean, you could buy the off brand,
Yeah.
but
More
you're
power
gonna
to
have
you.
to you're gonna have to spend money changing out the hooks often. So why not just spend it all once? You know what I mean? That's just the way I feel. I mean, I don't know, right?
Yep.
If I gotta go
to
take
each their
money
own.
out of, I might have to go take money out of my 401k, or I might
Yeah.
have to wait for the next stimulus check to buy something. I mean, that's just what it's about,
Go work a day or two OT at the.
Yeah, exactly. And this is
a
what I
little
do.
overtime.
This is what I like doing. This is my hobby, right? So I want to have fun. It's about having fun as well. And I can't have fun if my equipment ain't up to par.
Or you spend a little bit of them winnings. Speaking of which, you just had a good little placing this past weekend at the Elite on down in South Padre. You and your partner Phil pulled out a podium.
Yep, this right here, me and Phil Spencer, we cruised out. We decided to fish the Elite Redfish Series. Shout out to Pat Malone and the Elite staff. Hell of a tournament, professional tournament. I've fished a lot of them, and I feel like this has been the most professional setting, right? That I've yet to see. The kayak push was there. Typically you get that if it was a boating tournament as well, and those dudes did pretty good. And the cool part about it was they at the end of the tournament they raffled off a boat. Most of your tournaments you go in and you'll get maybe a cooler, or you'll get a cap, raffled to you and stuff. The boater side, they raffled off a damn boat. And we're like, golly, that maybe we
Where's
should
my
get
ticket? Where's my ticket?
Yeah, everybody was scrambling for their ticket and stuff, and that just shows you where the kayak scene is at, and hopefully, man, God willing, these tournament directors will bring that scene back we'll bring it to the kayak side of stuff, and we could see stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know he has plans to do more of a stop in Texas, as a stop in like Louisiana, and one in Florida or something. But
apparently it's been around for a long time, the Elite Series. It's one of the longest running tournaments around. But we decided to cruise to that tournament, man. It was held in South Padre. We didn't pre-fish. We had no idea. I had been through there. I had never fished there.
Yeah.
And
a little different down there.
Yeah, it's a lot different, and we did pretty good, man. We got 5th place out of 30 teams. And I'm sure most of y'all are like, 30 teams, that ain't nothing. Well, the way that tournament is set up, it's maxed out at 30 teams, right? To get the most exposure for the anglers, right? Which is pretty cool. If you have 100 teams, well, you're probably going to get lost, amongst all the anglers and stuff. If you got 30 teams, it's first come, first serve. If you're scheduled, then you're on it. You're fishing. You cannot come in unless a team backs out, right?
Yeah, and he's had 3 stops, and I've missed every one of them from conflict.
Really?
Every one I've missed because of conflicts.
With scheduling.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was cool, man. We ended up one of our fish died, and it knocked us out pretty substantially, and we ended up
knocked y'all a couple spots down. I think y'all would have finished 2 spots higher.
Yeah, we would have finished around 2nd or 3rd. I'm not too sure. Maybe 3rd or 4th. I really don't know. But I know where we did land, which was 5th. And we got this cool
podium finish.
Yep. We got on the podium. We got this cool little thing right here, and we got some money to stop at the Dairy Queen.
Yeah,
on
the
way
Queen
back
money.
home. Yeah, a little bit of steak finger basket, with some gravy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, little blizzard.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So growing up over there where you're at, Robstown, you know, Baffin, man, that's just known for big trout.
Yeah.
But the Corpus Christi fishery in general you fish a lot of Back Bay and all that too. The fishery there, it's
don't start naming all my spots, Dustin.
What? Come on, everybody knows about that, John.
Right?
Yeah. Shoot, I know about that place. I don't even go fishing.
Yeah, to me that place is too dirty, man. There's a lot of good fish there, right? Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of good fish. I don't want to get dirty.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of that stinky mud there and stuff, and your kayak's gonna get all dirty and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm
sometimes it's just not for me. I just want to launch on my gravel and then get up and then leave.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough fishing. It's not just going over there and pulling out.
It's a grind over there.
It's work,
to even launch and
yeah.
If the tide's low, you're hucking through some mud and stuff. And
for sure. Yeah.
So as far as the fishery though, in general, Corpus Christi, you've seen it rebound a little bit since the freeze?
I bring that question up to about every single guest that comes to the show, right? And there's mixed feelings. There's mixed feelings about, well, this is Ram Garcia's feelings, right, about it. I feel that there wasn't much of a difference in quality of fish that I've caught, right? There's a lot better anglers, of course, than I am, but where I'm coming from is the quality of fish that I've caught, of course, the past years. I don't think that Corpus area got hit as bad as your Port Mansfields, your upper coast, your lower coast. I don't know if maybe Corpus was just right there in that area that there was a lot of fish that died. There was tons, man. There's pictures everywhere. I went out there to check it out. How bad it was for myself. There was a lot of fish dead. There was a lot of big fish dead. In Corpus there was a lot of big fish dead. I got pictures from the trout that had frozen, died. And of course we're not getting those back, right? Was there a lot of trout that survived? For sure. They're being caught right now.
Yeah. There's some good fish to caught lately. Yep.
Did it bounce back? I feel like it did bounce back because of the restrictions that they gave us. Right now, you could only catch 3, right? You can't catch something over 25 anymore. 1, right?
Yeah.
I feel like our fishery has expanded because of that. But did it bounce back from the freeze? I don't think so. Right.
Yeah.
Talking about the restrictions, I get it that a trout is a little bit more susceptible to die from a freeze besides a red, a drum, right? Something like that. So I feel if you're going to take away my limits, right, why not give me something else, right? You didn't cut the redfish. You didn't cut the drum. Give me an extra redfish, right? Why not do something like that? Why not hire? Hell, I hope Facebook or the StreamYard people don't kick me off for this, but hell, we hired about 3,000 IRS guys. How come we can't hire a whole bunch of game wardens? You know what I mean? Let's hire them dudes to come and make sure that the anglers are keeping 5. You know what I mean? Hey, we know you're catching it. It's winter time. We know you're catching some big trout. Let's stay within the guidelines. You know what I mean?
But there's still stuff like that goes on all the time. I've seen somebody just stand off on the bank and just load a cooler up and then leave without even blinking an eye.
I'm all for keeping fish, man. I love to keep fish, right? It's expensive. We just talked about spending hundreds of dollars on gear. You can't buy all this gear. Some people do, right? You try not to spend all this money and come back home empty-handed, right? You want to feed your family. Y'all's wives are probably like, man, you keep on going fishing, you ain't bringing home nothing. What's going on? You know what I mean? You better bring something back the next time you go, or something's gonna happen. You know what I mean? That's my put on the freeze.
Right? Oh yeah, the redfish took a beating though. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, they did. They all did. Everything took a beating on the freeze.
Yeah. after the freeze though. But like when they cut the trout fishery to
Yeah.
only 3, the redfish have definitely taken a beating, taken a brunt of stuff. There's a lot of people out there chasing around on them flats.
Yeah, and there's a
Boats
lot of
zipping everywhere.
what I've seen on some of the guests that I've had on the show, which I'm pretty impressed by, is some of the guides have transitioned to catch and release. You know, we don't care. We don't care how much you're paying us. You're going to catch and release if you want to come fish with
stringer
us.
concept.
And that's pretty badass, man.
Yeah,
you know,
pretty cool.
It's tough because that's what those dudes do, right? If I don't want to go fish, okay, I still have to go work somewhere else, right? That's how those guys put food on the table, and they're taking that chance of their customers saying, well, guess what, dude? I want to keep fish, you know?
No doubt. Shoot, man. Well, all right. Well, let's get into something I usually do every segment. I usually have a thing called Pick 3, and it's 3 setups. It's the rod, reel, and the lure.
Man, I had to write these down
for speckled trout. Speckled trout. Let's go.
I wrote these down. My rod of choice. So am I picking 3 setups? I'm picking a rod, a lure, and a reel.
That's what you're going to have and throw. Then you're going to have another one and another one, all for speckled trout, all in one outing. Yeah. Because normally I have like 3 or 4 rods on my kayak. So
yeah, for sure. My first choice, top choice, is a topwater rod, right? I have a Sarge Boss. I want to say it's a 6.6 topwater mirror lure, chrome, right? As chrome as I could get it. I think I'm throwing. I'm seeing one right now. It's like a bonish color. Let me try to get it without knocking everything over. It's a bonish color. This one right here.
Oh yeah.
Silver. Reel, of course, Daiwa Coastal TW is the blue one, right? It's the badass blue one. You go to your dealer, everybody's talking about it. And that reel, man, going back to spending a little bit more money, it's upper in price, right? But that reel is made. I want to say I don't know if it was made, but I want to say it's made for the saltwater, man. It's a little on the heavy side, right? I mean, but you have to choose your battles here, right? Great reel if you're throwing in the saltwater all day long, saltwater reel. Next,
they have an 80 series coming out though. They do have the 80 coming.
Yeah, I want to see that. I'm excited for that. Next, I'm throwing a paddle tail on a Sarge Bohica. I want to say that's like a 7.
Bend over, here it comes again. That's what Bohica stands for.
Oh, really?
Bend over, here it comes again.
Yeah, there you go. That one. That's a spinning reel, and I use a Daiwa Cage MQ on that.
Oh yeah, Cage MQ, good one.
And my third one would be, which I call it my spare, right? It would be my spare. It would be, I'm going to choose what to put on that the night before.
You know, depending on time of year and this.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be a Sarge MOAR, right? It's a medium light. That one I have a Tatula, Daiwa Tatula SV Limited, the nice shiny one, right?
Yeah.
And that one I'll throw a paddle tail. That's gonna be okay. I just got busted off on my whether I'm throwing a JRZ paddle tail or I'm throwing a top water, right? I just got busted off, dude. Okay, you know, I'm this one's ready to go, right? I'm gonna throw. I'm gonna double. I'm gonna tie this one on. I'm gonna get the other one ready. This is, well, if you get busted off on a top water, chances are you're gonna be throwing a top water for a couple more hours. You know. You know, you're excited. You get excited about it. You know, I feel that would be my top 3. My top 3 for trout is my top 3 for redfish, right? I don't stray too much. If you go to my garage, you're probably going to see probably about 30 rods, you know, on the rods that are on the rack, on my loading rack, where I'm going to get those every single time. They're probably all the same thing. You know, I don't stray too much. You know, my jig heads, I don't stray too much on weight. You know, I always use the same color. If I turn this camera around and look at this back wall, there's about 4,000 lures hanging on there. I only use one color. But I guarantee it, when Coastal Marsh comes out with that lemon drop on October 20-something or something, they did a post today. I'm going to go buy it, dude.
Oh, I'm going to get
probably never use it. I'll probably never use it, man. But I'm going to go buy it and stare at it for a couple minutes, you know, and then it's going to go on the wall.
There's a couple of good colors.
Yeah,
that they make in their corkies.
Yeah, for sure.
That are known.
Yep.
I'm not saying them.
No, don't say them. Don't say them too loud. You already gave up on my spots. Don't give up my colors.
Oh, dang. No, I'm not giving up no. Yeah, hot head. Yeah, go ahead and get one. No, them are good too.
Yeah. Yep, they are, man.
But I got, man, there's a couple of their colors. I just wreck them.
I want to say there's one color. I forget what it's called. It's like the purplish, darkish, spottish.
The magic hour?
Is that what it is? Purplish, darkish on topish.
Yeah, but it's kind of translucent. It's got 3 black dots. It's got the dots on
spottish. Yeah. That one's my favorite, man. You know, that's all. That's gonna be the first one I throw. You know, and until I see somebody else catching with something else, and then that's going back in the box, and I'm gonna get.
Well, I wasn't gonna say it, but that high cotton is kind of tough to beat.
Yeah, I like high cotton too.
That was kind of tough.
Yeah.
And then blow pop.
Blow pop too. Blow pop's the one that looks like a watermelon, right?
Yeah, it's got the
watermelonish, greenish, pinkish,
the pink,
dottish.
Yep. Good stuff. Yep.
But those would be my top 3. I say top 3 because that's what I'm using 95% of the time, you know.
10-4 on that. All right.
Yep.
Well, here we go. Quick 5. This is what this is. I do a pick 3, then I got a quick 5, and this is just one or the other. One or the other. No,
I wasn't good at math, man. You know, you're getting nervous. You know,
there. We're throwing you for a loop. All right.
Don't make
Texans
me do my times tables over here.
Texans or Cowboys?
Texans, man, that's tough, man. You know, my name is Ram Garcia, right?
Yeah.
All right. If I had to pick one of those 2,
Texans or Cowboys?
I'll probably go with the Cowboys.
All right. A breakfast taco or pancakes?
Taco for sure.
Tacos.
Yeah.
Tops or tails? You got to choose.
Let's go back to the taco. It's only a taco if it has 5 items in it. You know, don't be bringing me this this egg,
bacon
and
egg.
Yeah,
bring me bean, egg, bacon, potato, cheese. There you go.
Yeah, give me something to go sit down after I eat it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, or make me break out the dew wipes in the morning.
Right.
Tops or tails?
Tails.
All right. Flats or marsh?
Flats.
I like them potholes.
Yeah.
All right.
I like the flats.
Laguna or Baffin?
I'm gonna say Baffin.
All right. There's your quick 5 with Ram
Garcia.
Garcia.
Baffin, man. My heart is in Baffin.
Mine is too sometimes. That place is just magical.
Yeah.
It can be on fire. On fire.
Yeah, man. You could have the day of a lifetime there.
Oh, for sure.
You know, it could happen, and it could not. It might not happen. You know, you could come back empty-handed, but the fish you do catch are going to be high quality. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But
I take that back, man. There's nothing in Baffin. Don't even try it. Right? The freeze did kill them all. Right? So don't even go.
Yeah. There's nothing but gar and hardheads down there now.
Yeah. There's nothing.
And
but
the sharks have overrun it, and it's bad.
Gar and Gasper goo.
Yeah, the Gasper goos
and those green
big
fish.
jumps. Yeah, there's some green fish in there. Yep. I'm looking forward to that. We got that that mixed species tournament coming up at
Got the bass and the reds, right?
Yeah. First day's open redfish, best 3 redfish, 18 to 32 inch slot. And that'll be from like 6 to 2 is the fishing times. It's just gonna be like a normal CPR event. And then you'll load your fish and we'll have a online captain's meeting the night before for that. And then Sunday morning we'll have a in-person captain's meeting at the boat ramp on the North Shore Park on Lake Bastrop, and then turn everybody loose and fish fish your 8 hours, or we might even shorten it just a little bit, but it'd be best 5 bass, minimum of 12 inches. Lake
And
bass
that's going to
drop.
be is that live? That's a live one?
Yeah. We'll launch that
Okay.
morning to fish, and then come in, and then have the awards after that. Total aggregate, 3 redfish, 5 bass. Should be pretty neat. Bass drop's a pretty friendly lake as far as catching fish there. You can catch fish pretty easily in that lake. So if any of the saltwater anglers out there are reluctant, it's not a hard lake to catch fish in.
Really,
you can go out there and throw, walking baits around the grass edges, or topwater frog, or just weightless paddle tails and flukes or whatever,
right?
And catch plenty of fish. There's a chance for everybody to catch fish out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to jump into that, man. I'm not too much of a bass angler. I'm actually not a bass angler at all, right? But I need to venture off into that stuff. We got a couple lakes here around me here that
there's one over there in Alice.
I heard about that. What's that one called? Something
Lake Finley.
There you go, Lake Finley. I need to go check.
Yeah, there's some good hydrilla and grass in there. That'd be a good precursor to bass drop, because there is a lot of eelgrass and hydrilla and reeds that
really
bass drop. Learn how to fish that. Yeah.
I'd have to go
check it out.
Go
pretty choked
Finley.
up, but yeah, it's
introduce myself to Finley.
Yeah, bass fishing is a little different, especially when you get bigger bodies of water. Like some of the national events are on, you got to take and break down areas like it's a smaller body of water, to really,
right.
So it's not as overwhelming, when you start doing map study and all that kind of stuff like that, because there's a lot involved in bass tournaments, and knowing what the fish are doing at certain times of year. They're predictable at times, but sometimes they'll throw you for a loop,
For sure.
It's definitely something else, But
yeah,
if any other saltwater listeners want to check out some of the other shows on Paddle and Fin, we got a Bass Fishing for Noobs segment. We got Bass Kayaks and Beers. Armando up there in DFW area hosts that one. A lot of great info, on all our segments for bass fishing. So listen to some of that too. It's fun. I enjoy it. I break some hearts every now and then and cash a check or two.
Yeah, man, that's part of it. That's what the whole reason you do it.
Yeah, have fun with it. The camaraderie is what's always brought me to everything.
Yeah,
that's the whole deal. Is hanging out with your bros and pop
Right.
a cold one and enjoy it, everything. And then if you don't, you might not do. Maybe you'll do good, and then your bros are there to support you. But maybe you might not have the best event, but then when your bros is on top, you're there to support them too.
Right.
Exactly. It's all good. Shoot, man, we coming up on an hour
already.
Yeah.
Man, it was pretty. It gone by pretty fast. Yeah.
We'll save some stuff for another one. That's the thing.
Part 2. I didn't know I could talk for a whole hour.
Part 2. Me either. That's why I said, we wouldn't host the dang show if we couldn't talk the paint off of the wall.
Yeah, I could keep on going all night long about this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I could too. And then if we start getting into, like the whole pro staff thing. I think we need to have a show on that.
We do, man.
Have a show on
that's a pretty
deep wormhole.
That's deep, man. That's deep.
There's a whole lot involved just besides somebody with a discount code.
There is, dude. And that's the whole difference
in having,
that's the whole discount is
you're just
it's the story, right?
Yeah,
that's
different.
The headline.
It's a whole nother deal. Yeah. There's a big difference between sponsorship partnerships and a pro staff.
Yep, for sure.
It's a big difference. Yeah.
But everybody's got to start somewhere, man.
Yep. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I did. You know what I mean? For sure. And if I could say anything to anybody that's watching, don't let somebody else pick the colors when you're trying to paint a picture of yourself. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Right.
Oh yeah.
Man, what does Ram Garcia don't know nothing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, y'all be sure to go ahead and give thanks. You got any shout outs or anything you want to upcoming or anything like that? Go ahead and holler them out.
Shout out to the Ram Garcia team, right? Which is Roy's Bait and Tackle, Jackson Kayaks for sure, Real Sportswear, Sarge Custom Rods, JRZ Lures, Yak Attack, Torpedo Motors, hell of a motor if you haven't checked one out. Stinky Pants Fishing, Complete Health Corpus Christi, and of course, what's keeping us hydrated? Carbach Brewery.
Carbach Brewery.
Wouldn't be able to do it without them guys, man, for sure. We could, but it wouldn't be as fun.
Oh, yeah. And then y'all make sure to check out Spool Life Live on Facebook.
Spool Life Live.
Yep.
That's for
group.
sure.
Join the
Yeah,
group
we'll
there.
check it out.
Keep up to date on his upcoming guests and everything.
Yeah.
And also
Got
follow
one on the 9th. October 9th is the next one.
There you
Check
go.
it out. Facebook groups.
Yep.
Go to your
Check 'em
Facebook
out.
group, Spooled Life Live. Jump in on there. Say hi. Most
Join the
of our
community.
giveaways are live giveaways. So
Yeah.
I hate to do a giveaway. I will do it, right? Do a giveaway off the show, you know. But I feel like the guy that wins is always like just waiting for me to find him and, hey, guess what? You won, right? And he wasn't even part of the social show. So all of the good stuff, I give it away on the show, man. For somebody that's live on the show, you know, we might have said, hey, what was Ram Garcia's first rod choice? You know, we'll get over 100 comments or something, right? And we'll be like, hey, guess what? You won, man. We're gonna send you a Spooled Life swag pack, which is some badass stuff, you know. We get it out ASAP, and I feel like those show people are the ones that commit to, you know, they're in their couch and they're telling their wives, hey, you know what? Leave me alone for an hour, man. I gotta check this out. You know, I gotta win.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, check out the show, man. And we're also on Instagram too. You know, you could look up me, the Spooled Life on Instagram. We have a show Instagram. We give away some stuff on that as well. It's the Spooled Life Live.
Okay, you do have a show Instagram also. Okay.
Yeah, Spooled Life Live is the Instagram for the show, but we do the live show on Facebook.
Right.
On Facebook groups. Not everybody has Facebook. That's another reason why we're getting into the YouTuber realm of stuff.
Oh yeah. It will work.
Yeah.
Be all good.
We're gonna give it our best shot. You know, if it don't work, we'll shut everything down. You know, it don't have to work. We're making it work for the people that watch.
Right, well, shoot,
you know what I mean?
Man. Oh yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming on Chasing the Tide.
It's been a hell of a show, man. I loved it. Thank you so
and,
much.
Man, I appreciate you coming on. You know, and then I want to thank everybody that listens to this show. You know, without the listeners, we wouldn't be able to do this. So yeah, thanks to everybody out there that takes the time to listen to Chasing the Tide on the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. And we'll catch y'all next time. Looking forward to it.
Sure.
Hang tight, Ram, and we'll wrap up after this.
Thank you
Thanks
so much.
for tuning in to another killer episode here on Paddle and Fin. Be sure to drop a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or smash that subscribe button on any platform you're listening in on. Be sure to check us out on Waypoint TV, waypointtv.com. Make sure you sign up for the Fantasy Kayak Fishing League at paddleandfin.com/fantasy. You could support this show through Patreon, patreon.com/paddleandfin. Don't forget to check out the website, paddleandfin.com. Catch us on YouTube. If you got a question, comment, or want to see a future guest on the show, be sure to email us at paddleandfin@gmail.com. Shout out to our show supporters, Yak Gadget. You can check out all the fine kayak accessories at yakgadget.com. Pelican Professional. For all your cases, coolers, and lighting needs, go to pelican.com. Rocktown Adventures, your Midwest premier paddle sports destination. Go to rocktownadventures.com. Eastport Marina, the beautiful destination on Dale Hollow Lake. If you're looking for lodging, kayaks, kayak accessories, or anything fishing related on the beautiful Dale Hollow Lake, go to eastport.info. And Jigmasters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to jigmasters.com and fill your tackle boxes today.